All is quiet and peaceful now. The beatings are over. I lay here patiently, waiting for the air to run out in my coffin. I see her smiling face at the window, every day as I return home from work. I have been living alone for 3 years now, in the house where the massacre was at. Through a crack in the curtain, I see the sun rising. A once-cherished moment now burns my decaying skin. The change is complete. Until today, I honestly believed that aliens were just a myth. But my partly dissected stomach proves the abduction was real. The cheerleading team acrobatically approached my location. Eyes glazed, rotten flesh. They had all been turned. Ever made a deal with the devil? My eldest son inquires. He didn't know I was declared dead for 3 minutes as a teenager, and the resuscitation was on the premise that the Dark Lord would take my firstborn's soul. Gluttony is the root to all evil. 10 cheeseburgers down, he chokes on his own vomit. I hear a knock on the door. I open it to find Officer Woke standing there. I have come to collect my prize, he states, as he walks off with my newborn in his arms. Ugly and wretched, the old lady sneers at me. The hatred I feel for my wife is immense, but I had to marry her to save my father from her spell. My nails are torn back to the skin, painfully hanging off the end of my fingers. Will I ever see the light of day again, or is this well now my new home? The fascists come marching down the street, beating all that cross their path. I fix my uniform, in a window's reflection, before rejoining my brethren in battle. I've been hidden in this closet for what seems like hours now. Tat, 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 tat. The meat hook is just outside now. I want that one, Timmy enthused, as he chose his kitten at the pet store. A good choice indeed, to expand my feline centipede experiment. I kiss my son goodnight and head back to bed. It's ironic that I only see him when I've been drinking, as that was the cause of his accident. I bring my car to a standstill. The police officer slowly walks up to my door. "License and registration," he asks, as I notice his pants missing, with blood dripping from his genital area. After days crawling through the blistering desert heat, I finally find a road and see a car in the not-so-distant horizon. The car speeds up. It's my attackers. There is no escape now. I regain my consciousness and slowly turn to face my attacker. "But why, Mother? I thought you loved me," I exclaimed. A gentle giggle is heard through my newborn's baby monitor, followed by a loud bang. But my baby is with me. I unlatch it from my bosom and run for the door. I love a hot bowl of soup in the winter. It warms my soul. But I never thought I would be the ingredient, as I sit here helplessly, tied up in the cauldron. Love is pure. Love is sacred. I love her so much that no one else can have her. She bleeds out as I watch attentively. It's a hot summer's day, in the garden playing basketball, when my mother calls me in. Sometimes, I can still see her face at the window, looking as beautiful as the day she died. Eric's barbecues were always the best. His homemade burgers were to die for. And die they did, with the secret ingredient being the neighbor's missing dogs. I drag myself from the wreckage that is my car and limp painfully towards my family. We group together and hug before our slow descent to the bowels of hell. I get a sinking feeling every time I go fishing with my father. I would never have imagined him throwing me overboard with a rock tied to my ankle. In for a penny, in for a pound, I always say. Only this time the pounding was literal, as the club detached my retina. I pat my mother lovingly on the head before my departure. The rest of her body lay lifeless in the hallway. Pin the tail on the donkey was always my favorite party game. But who did this tail belong to? And why won't the donkey stop screaming? "Toss another shrimp on the barbie," she exclaims. The pencil-necked geek, tank top and all, will be next. She sat on my knee, quietly, whilst I brushed her hair. My daughter's body had been lifeless since she banged her head 4 days ago. As a teacher, I never expected to get stoned in the presence of students. With my back against the wall, they pelted me until I passed out.